멍해지고 시간이 멈춘 듯 아직 그곳에 머문 맘이 어디쯤 헤매고 있는지 Oh everywhere 매일 day by day 그립고 그리워 모든 게 꿈만 같은데 아직 우린 같이 떠났던 그 꿈속에 그 꿈속에 두 눈 감을 때마다 그날의 설렘 가득 번져와 햇살 아래 빛났던 풍경들 너무 행복했던 그곳에 함께할 우리 Promise 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 Yeah 소중한 사진처럼 Forever Forever 간직한 얘기 아름다웠던 예쁜 장소마다 다시 함께 오기로 한 약속 절대로 잊지 마 두 눈 감을 때마다 그날의 설렘 가득 번져와 햇살 아래 빛났던 풍경들 너무 행복했던 그곳에 함께할 우리 Promise 오렌지빛 끝다리 위 yeah. 여전히 선명해 지금 내 방 창문 넘어진 너를 그곳에 추억이 떠올라 정말 두 눈 감을 때마다 그날의 설렘 가득 번져와 햇살 아래 빛났던 풍경들 너무 행복했던 그곳에 함께할 우리 그리움 속에 꿈꿀 때마다 그날의 설렘 가득 번져와 나만 켜내 담았던 추억들 너무 좋았었던 그곳에 함께할 우리 Promise
Have done. Good evening, and actually I haven't checked that this is all working. Yes, welcome back to Italy in the 10th century, where when we left our hero, more or less hero, he
Chief manipulator.
yes, he had acquired himself a claim on the county of Neapolis, which he is hoping, since he already controls Capua, will give him the ability to usurp the Duchy of Capua and thus get him a duchy, because he is currently a count of like 4 separate counties in a realm with Gavelkind succession. So he's a little afraid that his counties will be split among his various male children. So he's got a claim on Neapolis. There's just the slight problem that Neapolis is currently controlled by the Byzantine Empire. But the Byzantine Empire is currently in the middle of a revolt. The Leo of the Byzantine revolt is currently engaged in the Byzantine revolt. There is a reasonable amount of revolt. So Leo of the Byzantine revolt is currently engaged in a revolt for some reason or other that we don't currently recall. Because some high chief has a claim on the Byzantine Empire. Yes, it's the Byzantine Empire. This happens all the time. So we hope that the Byzantine Empire, A, has half of its troops currently owned by the revolt, and B, is distracted by fighting the revolt. Also, Count Alberic has some allies. He is currently allied both with King Otto of Germany and with King Hugh of Italy. So his hope is that... No, I did not say that Minneapolis is at war with the Byzantine Empire. In like several ways. So Count Alberic is hoping that that the two kings with whom he has alliances, one of whom he has just actually honoured a call to war for, hence plus 20 opinion. Not that makes much difference because I've got plus 86 from having sent him some money, which I did in order to get the alliance. Count Alberic hopes that they will come and help in this slightly foolish endeavour of declaring war on the Byzantine Empire. So, where we left it was I had not yet pressed the declare war button. The Byzantine Empire does actually also control a city in Capua, but rather weirdly I can't... While I could claim, I think, press two proper claims at once, I don't think I can claim... I can press that claim and my Neapolis claim. So I shall press the claim on Neapolis. And hope for the best. Right, yes, I would like my allies to help. King Otto and King Hugh. And at that point, I should probably just raise all the troops I have available. Raise the fleet there. And ship them across to there. Yes, well, I think they seem to be tacking across to Italy. Thank you. Unpause and hope my allies decide to join in. Yes, of course, King Otto will honour his obligation.
It does look on the right there, like
Yes, that's the blackness indicates that I can't actually see what's going on over there. So any troops moving in that area, King Hugh will honour the call to war. Any troops that are moving in that area, I won't be able to see. King Hugh is rather nearer to me than King Otto. Oh, we've Princess Alda has given birth to another daughter, who has been named Violante. Okay, something like that. Stand down that fleet once it's come ashore. That is come ashore, right? Right, so we are currently busy besieging a trade post in Orvieto while we wait to get things organised, because apparently the trade post in Orvieto is controlled by some vassal of the Byzantine Empire, and we're also besieging an actual city in Capua. I doubt... Does that get me anything at all? No, the besieging the trade post only... yeah, it gets some practice, probably gets us some money. Right. Maria di Spoleto is now of legal age. She became a charismatic negotiator. Nice.
Legal age is a very strange concept. It suggests that you aren't actually allowed to be too young.
So, Maria, you are betrothed to Prince Lothair of Italy. Given that betrothal is the basis for the alliance on which we're using to prosecute this war, I think we had better send her off to be married to him. And let's just quickly look how she has turned out. So, yes, only a charismatic negotiator, but probably if we unpause briefly, she'll end up with half-decent diplomacy. She's ended up with really solid martial, though. Well, I mean 10, but that's 10 despite being a charismatic negotiator. Well, I mean, okay, she hasn't technically got that bonus yet. Let's unpause for long enough for her to get her bonus. Thank you. Okay, now 9 martial because he's a charismatic negotiator and 11 diplomacy. Well, she'll make a tolerable Queen of Italy, I suppose. And it's not like I want there to be too good a Queen of Italy. I get a whole 13 prestige from this marriage. Right. Turn them into one army as well. Actually make all my army into one because it's pretty tiny. And unsurprisingly, Maria is now married to Prince Lothair, and thus will, in due course, probably inherit the Kingdom of Italy, or become the Queen of Italy when he inherits the kingdom. So what's going on with my commanders? I do. So we've currently got Alberic, Roger, so we can put Nicola on the right flank for now. I did go and accidentally send my marshal to research military tech just before I declared this war, which was foolish of me. Well, we don't. The problem is that the marshal is now busy researching military tech and can't come back from doing that for about 2 months. So he is liable to. He thus can't be leading our armies, and he's got some serious martial skill. No, the Judson asks, did I misread / hear last time that there's a family or something called Platypodes? The former Byzantine emperor, I think. I thought it was a Byzantine emperor. But the previous Byzantine emperor was called Bardas, and the current one is called Stephanos. And I don't think they take new names when they're... I thought it was the Byzantine that we had a Byzantine emperor called Platypodes, but I can't now find them. Hang on, People Finder. Platypodes. Well, that didn't work very well. Search all. Oh no, it's the yes, sorry, yes, that's the dynasty name of the former Byzantine emperor. Yes, this is the dynasty of the character, etc. So House Platypodes, indeed, the current Byzantine emperor is a Platypodes. Thank you. Stephanos Platypodes is the current Basileus. Bardas Platypodes was his father and the previous emperor. And who knows, maybe the next emperor will be a Platypodes as well. You will see. Well, presumably it just means flat-footed or something. So it's not a very strange name.
Quite, amusing. I mean, I assume that it's in the sort of same sort of reason as my platypuses, what we call platypuses.
Yeah. So you've almost finished besieging Gaeta. You already have 8% war score. Oh, that was probably from besieging Gaeta. No contribution yet from anyone other than me, but just shy of 9% war score for having besieged that. So let us head over and besiege the actual target. Meanwhile, the Italians are slowly organising themselves. So when can we pull our... Cannot assign a new job to the Marshal until the 17th of September. Right, so there's only a month to go. Lovely big supply limits down here because we're in southern Italy. Oh, the Germans have turned up. So yeah, I suspect we looted some stuff from the trade post there. Oh, that's a Byzantine revolt army. You shouldn't actually be going and attacking that, my dear Italians or Germans. It will not gain us any war score. Leave it alone. We've almost finished this fairly spectacular siege of Aversa. Up to 16% war score. Just want to close the trade post thing again. Or maybe I don't actually. It's probably slightly more useful to have it visible than not, even if it does vanish behind things.
John Bosch Regent and the Strippers Council that I kept very much. Half of whom don't want to go to war because it's too scary, and half of whom, of course, don't want to go to war because there's no glory in it. There is no glory in it. They can just about anyone who goes. Everyone is too weak compared to me.
So my hope here is that nothing exciting will happen. The Byzantine Empire will continue. Oops, no, I didn't want to do that. It was completely not what I wanted to do. Stoat. I was trying to shift right. Oh, but shift right click does something completely different. Yes, if you've got an army selected. Someone else is trying to get a claim on one of my titles. People keep doing that. Right, the Byzantine revolt is slowly winning, but only slowly, so we're probably okay. Oh, it's another actual castle to besiege. But we've now got 16,000 troops here. That's more than the Byzantine Empire has on a good day. And today is not a good day for the Byzantine Empire. Oh, it's way past the point at which my marshal can be recalled and put onto leading troops. So let's have him do that. I'll continue leading one of the flanks myself. I mean, to be fair, the Byzantine Empire will hang on historically for quite some time. Steph saying it's way past the Byzantine Empire's bedtime. Like the game ends at the historical fall of Byzantium. So yes, we're merely nudging it out of Italy because we don't think it should be there. Oh yes, what's going on culturally there then? I don't seem to get that there. Where's the cultures button? Okay, so rather confusingly, Amalfi is Italian, but Capua apparently is Lombard, and Neapolis is Greek. I was kind of hoping I could move my capital down here, but that might be kind of inconvenient because all the cultures are wrong. Well, let's besiege the trade post as well. It won't take long. I mean, we're presumably now, yes, getting plenty of war score from just controlling Neapolis. Well, let's trundle on to Amalfi. So, like, I think this will mostly be done by ticking. Like, in theory, we have to have a battle with the Byzantine Empire at some point. I think. I don't think anything in Neapolis is currently under siege. Right, my son Gregory has managed to get himself known as Gregory the Thin-Minded.
I mean, cool title, but also presumably a state of some sort.
Yes.
Oh, you reckon that means he's sort of basically tube-shaped?
I mean, he does have a learning of only 6, so
Yeah. Probably not the most reasonable person.
oh, we can see that there is a Byzantine army over in Constantinople. So I think we now have may have a new Judice in one of these places. Yes. Alberea does indeed have a rather young Judice, but I'm not kind of going so hard against Sardinia just now, because we want to take Neapolis. What's the structure of duchies around here? So Amalfi is actually, it looks like a duchy in its own right. Is indeed. So the grand city of Amalfi is the only de jure and de facto vassal of the duchy, well, the whatever they call it, Republic of Amalfi. So I'm now wondering, is there some sensible way we can get the Republic of Amalfi into the Papal States without it accidentally ceasing to be a republic? Well, there's a Byzantine army, but it has 7 people in it. It'll evaporate if we breathe on it. Yeah, in order for it to be useful, I think we need a battle that gets us 5% war score, and unless the Byzantine Emperor has lost most of his armies, which he hasn't, we're not going to get enough from that. May as well besiege the trade post as well. I think we get some money from it. So then we probably want to head. So that's part of the Byzantine revolt at the moment, but who is Friedrich von Schwarz? Why do I care about him? Oh, he's for some reason my courtier. And despite being an intricate web weaver, maybe he hasn't quite got his bonus yet. Oh, he does now have a halfway decent intrigue score. It's still only halfway decent. Yeah, okay, we gained 7 money from besieging the trade post of Amalfi. That was probably not worth the time. On the other hand, it looks like we're about to hit the 99% war score from occupations limit. So that would suggest that we might want currently lasted 2 years and 3 months. Well, let's march them back into my territory for now, because we might want to stick them on some ships. That's kind of awkward, actually. If I've got allies, putting allies on ships is tricky, because I can't put them on my ships, and they have to actually bring some ships down. And that's going to be a real nuisance for Germany. So maybe we just march around to the Byzantine Empire and see what we can see. I mean, march around to the main body of the empire and see if we can find an army. I suppose I can send some ships out to look for armies, can't I? That's a useful thing to do. So, since I have vassal army levies raised, I may as well raise vassal fleet levies, because those essentially cost me nothing, and then I can distribute them around the coast of the Byzantine Empire. Maybe I don't actually need those ones to go all the way up there. Send them to there instead. And see if we can locate a Byzantine army somewhere. And meanwhile we will sit around here, apparently besieging the trade post of Capua. I'm sure we've done that once already. Oh well. And reinforcing our armies a bit while we try to locate something good. Our wife Alda has been really letting herself go of late again. Well, let us use our tact. No, well, if that Longobardian army was of any use to us, it's just been defeated. Well, there's a Byzantine Empire army. That's quite a long march. Let's finish this siege. Capped at 99 because less than 36 months have passed. I mean, we're only 10 months short. Yeah, I am wondering. Is it really worth doing that, or do I just... Well, I mean, I could even dismiss my troops and just wait it out. Let's not unpause while that's happening. I mean, they're heading for... Calliopolis, so they do seem to be heading vaguely in my direction. Oh, we can get across the Strait of Otranto. Oh, that makes life much easier. How can you be 10 months short of 36 months? Not 10 months short of 6 months. But there's actually a ferry across the Strait of Otranto that I didn't realise existed. That's much simpler.
Not like the ferry in Falmouth, like one bloke with a boat.
Possibly. But it's enough to transport 15,000 people, so...
One bloke with a big boat.
Yeah, shall we... I mean, I could try not to walk through that army. Yeah, that's not right then. Yeah. No. 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 Oh, I have a grandson. Camilo.
Some of Britain is a thing, so hopefully his mind is faster. Is that okay?
Oh no, I already had a son. We already had the next Alberic di Spoleto, who is a hunchback and otherwise uninteresting. I think Grimislava might have been as well. That might be where that came from. Yes. Yeah, there are some slightly tricky supply limits around here. So, oh no, we're running into that army. We don't care about a penalty for crossing the strait when running into this army because it's tiny. That didn't even qualify as a battle, or rather as a relevant battle. Pause. They are heading into the place where we are, which is mountainous. Let us stop there and hope the Byzantine Empire don't change their mind. They changed their mind. Spoil sports. They changed their mind again. Well, in that case, let's go and meet them in the hills. They'll get a slight defensive bonus, but like we've got 3 times their number of troops, well, 2.5 times their number of troops. Right, let's take our ships and set about getting them home, because I don't think we're going to need them again. I think this is going to be a big enough battle. Yes. Consequence of this is I gain the county of Neapolis. I get 60.2 prestige from my contributions to the war, because my allies get some prestige as well. Basileus Stephanos loses some prestige. It has now become the county of Napoli. The Orvietan claim on Neapolis war has ended. Count Alberic of Orvieto won. Good. Right, well, let's get my troops home. They can now go back to Napoli. And we can dismiss those fleets that have got back to the port. Hmm? Oh, okay. Let me move my power cable over there then. Excellent. Those battery warnings work, even when I'm in a full screen game.
At first I thought you meant that your opposing army had a battery or something facing you, and the game was warning you about some opposing battery. Squawk.
Right, so that says I can usurp the Duchy of Capua. That says my domain is now 6. I think it was 4 before. Oh, maybe it was 5. Anyway, I have an idle chancellor because I now control the place where he was, and I can hold a feast. It is an even-numbered year, but I think that's because we've been at war for ages. So let us hold a feast to celebrate the victory. And I should probably then work out what I'm doing about my... Yeah, you can go off and get us a claim over in Sardinia while we're wondering what to do next. The reason Pink Beast asks why feasts in even-numbered years. Well, the thing is that the effect of a feast on my vassal's opinion of me lasts 2 years. So I try to hold feasts every other year. So I was holding them in odd-numbered years.
It's like corpus and tracks alternating.
Yeah. I haven't actually checked whether 2 feasts can stack. It's possible they can. In which case, maybe I should actually hold feasts more often. Welcome to my feast. Right. That army can now be disbanded. My marshal is now doing nothing, so we'll set him to researching military technology. We'll set him to researching military technology in Capua because there's a good chance I'm going to move my capital there. So, for for the cost of 110 gold, I've got plenty of gold at the moment, and the gain of 50 prestige, I can usurp the Duchy of Capua. This will, I think, be slightly awkward for the present Duke of Capua.
Isn't that kind of the point?
Because, yes, he might have hoped to keep his duchy, but I control all of the land that's meant to be in the Duchy of Capua. So it seems kind of appropriate that I should actually have the title as well. In particular, this will, I think, he'll get to keep the county of Benevento, but the Count of Chieti will become independent. So that will leave a convenient independent county lying around here. That why am I not fabricating a claim on that? Because I didn't think of this and sent my chancellor off to fabricate a claim somewhere else. Oh well. So yes, about that duchy. Not that one. That one. Usurp. Duke Alberic of Capua has usurped the title Duchy of Capua from Duke Atanolf of Salerno. Oh, right, he was also Duke of Salerno, was he? Or maybe not. Oh, right, he's Duke of Salerno by virtue of being the husband of the Duchess of Salerno. But in his own right, he's only Count of Benevento. Right, so what's going on with me now then? I am Duke of Capua. I appear not to currently be anywhere on the... All right, no, I'm listed there. So I am currently in the court of Pope Eugenius, but I thought I had a post on his council, but I don't seem to be listed as that. So my primary title is now the Duchy of Capua. The heir to the duchy is still Gregory. The inheritance law is still agnatic, cognatic, gavelkind, which means that presumably Gregory is the heir. Gregory is actually the heir to quite a lot of my titles, though. That's interesting. Are my other children heirs to anything? Right, so Rolando is heir to Gallura. Cristoforo is heir to Orbitello. But Gregory is heir to Capua, Orvieto, Capua, the county, Napoli. Possibly he's heir to Capua and Napoli because they're vassals of de jure vassals of the Duchy of Capua. So yes, I also directly hold most of those counties because they're conveniently because they were my counties already. Justin says your last born is only heir to a G string. Well, yes, Violante is a girl and thus not heir to anything much. Will probably turn out to be very useful for getting a it's possible. So the independent Count of Chieti is, of course, fairly soft, but I bet I don't have a convenient casus belli for him. No. Count of Benevento is still tributary of Italy. So there's a complaint. Yeah, so I'll lose those two counties. Those two counties, they won't be lost. They'll merely go to different sons than the one I'm playing. My domain is too big, so I should fix that. And we have now extra commander slots because I'm a count. Well, let's stuff a couple of vassal mayors in there. I also now have a role for a high almoner. Let's stick someone who doesn't much like me in there. So Am I allowed? I presume. So I think I get to grant Cristoforo anything that he's going to inherit anyway.
Government.
And I can also grant things to... Sorry, when I said Cristoforo, I think I meant Gregory. Yes. I can also grant pretty much anything, it looks like, to the younger sons. I feel that granting them titles while they're still children is a little silly, though Rolando is about to come of age. I seem to have I'm sure for a little while then I did have a domain size limit of 5 rather than 4. It's gone back down again.
Probably with your stewardship or something as well.
Yeah, have I got has my steward gone bad? Do I need a new steward?
Or are you depressed? Or
No, my steward has stewardship 19 still. I slightly wonder if he would do better if he were married, but anyway. Alda has tolerable stewardship. And I should get more by virtue of being a duke, but apparently not enough. So... yes, I'm going to need to give things away. So, the obvious thing to give away is the barony of Portici, because it's only a barony. So let's grant the barony of Portici at least to Gregory. So he is now Baron Gregory the Thin-Minded. So where... So my capital is currently still Orvieto, it looks like. Which has the advantage of being my culture. Whereas Napoli, or rather Aversa, is not my culture. And has... oh no, yes, we've already got... and... what is it I want? Where is the thing that I want to ask about? Oh, right there, yes. Has Greek culture and the wrong religion and 611.7 versus 611.8. The technology in... I mean, Capua is, I suppose, probably the correct... there's slightly worse technology down there, and they have weird culture. And I think there's a there are bonuses to having my domain mostly in places where where the culture matches me. I mean, I feel that if I'm going to give anything else away, it might want to be Galura, but Gregory doesn't get Galura, does he? Sorry, I wanted grant landed title. Oh, right, I can't grant Gregory any more landed titles at the moment. Possibly because I've gone and granted him one and we're under Gavelkind. And so it would be considered unfair for me to grant him any more. Well, let's hold on to my existing slight over domainification. Well, that was a fairly boring feast. In particular, because I think I want to see what silly buggers I can play when Rolando comes of age. Pope wishes to offer me the post of commander. Yes, I will accept that. Commander of the papacy. Oh, no, that's fine, yes. King Hugh, despite being 74, is tenacious and is hanging on as King of Italy. Yeah, I don't remember why I cared about that. But it's fine. His son is married to my daughter, so the next king of Italy will be related to us. And a prince of Germany. Who is the heir to Germany at the moment then? All right, the heir to Germany is Wilhelm, who is... But since Germany is elective, it's kind of a bit tricky to line yourself up to be married to the person who's actually heir, or rather to have people who are married to those who will become the actual heirs. So the best I can usually accomplish is, best I suspect I can accomplish there is marrying people to children of the current king, and possibly, I suppose, to thus children of the future king. So we might want to look at Johann Ludolfinger and see whether we can find him a wife in due course. Well, we have a long habit of slowly nibbling away at Sardinia. Okay, I would withdraw my Chancellor, but he's been there for such a short time that I can't actually withdraw him for another week. Well, let's not go to war until that week's over. Let's not hold a summer fair. Let's just sort out Carola in a moment. Oh, and Rolando has grown up as well. Mastermind theologian. Right. let's see if I can work out how to appoint him as a bishop. Right, let's send you over to Chieti. So let's not hold a summer fair this year because we're planning to go to war. So little Carola is now 6 years old and needs a guardian. By tradition, which I now understand to be a way to avoid making a decision, or rather way to avoid thinking about the decision, we send our children off to the Pope to be educated. So, does Carola have any obvious aptitudes? Goodness, she's good with a sword. Do you have anyone who's good with a sword? No, that's the wrong direction. What? Oh yes, I have to select the child first, I think. Well, I think we'll ask if the captain of the Papal Guards can educate Carola. Carola is the one who's betrothed to the Prince of Germany, yes. Though not a prince who looks like actually becoming king, but maybe he'll make a good commander for the King of Germany. Right, so... we have a claim on the county of Torres. The current Duke of Torres has no alliances and 1.38 thousand troops. We...
1.38 thousand.
Sorry. 1,380 troops.
1.38 kilo troops.
We have... maybe we should wait for our levies to finish recovering, because then we can raise 1,860 troops of our very own. Without troubling our vassals, who are still a bit grumpy about that last war. So we'll wait for that to go up to... Right, Carola has gone off to Rome to be educated, as is traditional in our family. Chieti still independent, still has no useful alliances. Okay, this may take a little while to get us up to full troop numbers. Maybe I should just declare war anyway. Now, let's be careful. Meanwhile, yeah, so they then have, these two have a slight negative opinion because I called them into my war, though that's compensated for by King Otto's positive opinion from the fact that I joined his war. Just going to have a quick look at what vassals I have got. In particular, make sure I'm getting taxes from everyone. Oh yes, that was the thing I was going to do. Who's my most aged bishop? Why are all my bishops 45? Oh, apart from Leopoldo. So what happens if I select Leopoldo? Can I then say they're not there? Is there a way? I presume my laws currently have maybe I don't. I thought I had. Yes, I can appoint successors. Oh, right, that's where the bishops are meant to turn up. I think the bishop has to be your direct vassal to be able to appoint them as an anti-pope.
Right.
So that might require quite a lot of domain wrangling. So Bishop Leopoldo is 43. Morikos is 50.
I mean, I barely need an antidote.
Yeah, I was merely thinking it would be an amusing way to have a vassal pope. All of my bishops are irritatingly young. I want one of you to die. I mean, I suppose I could murder a bishop, but that seems a bit rude.
There is a small problem that if you do try to murder a bishop, then, bad things can happen.
So then what I was planning to do was say, my son, Rolando, should become a bishop. He's a mastermind theologian, after all. And maybe that will stop him having children.
It's not good enough. I feel that worked really well for some of the borders.
So, but I thought, maybe I'm just confused. $47, $45, meh. 30, 43, 50. Okay, I think I was confused and read an opinion as an age. So Morikos is our oldest bishop. So I think we should somewhat experimentally appoint Rolando as his successor. And see how that goes. What are those buttons underneath the Pope? Request an excommunication, request a divorce, request an invasion. Right, yes. Oh, dear Pope, I enclose another child. Ooh. Wait, let me rotate my thing so I can read this. Do you actually appoint someone anti-pope, or do you appoint them pope and the anti-pope thing is just a consequence of there already being a better one? So I think you do appoint them as an anti-pope, in that you say, in that in general you can't as... Okay, I think there might be some cardinal mechanic with a bunch of extra DLC, but in the normal game you can't appoint someone as pope. The popes just happen. But you can raise someone as an anti-pope and then arrange by finagling and war to get them to be become the actual pope. At which point the previous pope becomes an anti-pope. Right, so I can request an invasion, and this is a convenient way to find out who I can request an invasion of, but they're all kings, and I don't want a kingdom. So I think, sadly...
I assume you don't want a kingdom until the Pope has got an empire.
I don't think the Pope can get an empire.
You're going to have, unless you deliberately try and keep things small, you're going to have a bit of a splitting problem.
Possibly. We will see. So yeah, because the problem is if I get a kingdom, then I'll pop out of the Papal States, and I'm trying to handle my, well, not actually a very puppet Pope in the game, appropriately. So yes, Rolando is not married because I'm hoping to turn him into a bishop and see what happens.
You have to live in his background.
So I'm thus also not going to grant him a title. Cristoforo sadly is only 11. Do I have any other relatives? Got a couple of sisters, but they're not very helpful. I have, of course, got a mother. So possibly, well, we'll sort out taking another county, namely Torres, and then organise things. I'm just going, when will this number, it'll reach there faster if I unpause, when will this number reach 1860? But it'll reach 1860 much faster if I unpause. I mean, I may get bored and just raise my troops anyway. Ooh, more messages. I bet they're uninteresting. So, like, Orvieto is now... So we now have the ability to have medium crown authority if we want it, and medium centralisation. But since we're currently at minimum centralisation, so increasing our centralisation would enable me to hold one more county. Doesn't look like it has any significant penalties either. Like, once you get up to high centralisation, it does. But I think there's no reason for us not to go to low centralisation. Right, let's request low centralisation and see what happens. Right. Now I'm above my domain limit temporarily. I can't change the law for another 10 years. But I think that was a worthwhile change. So, what's that done for my levies? Nothing. Oh well.
Some crap every now and then.
Oh,
Exercise.
the sodding King of Italy has gone to war against King Otto of Germany. Surely you can't require me to break my other alliance. You have already broken my other alliance. I think. Oh no, it's further up the list. Right. So declining will cost us 1328 prestige, and will break our alliance with King Hugh. Alternatively, accepting will bring us into this war, and will break the alliance with the King of Germany. I've just had a brief thought. What happens if I start the war against Torres and call the King of Germany into that war? But I think that will not work. Okay, if you're going to be like that, you asked first. So presumably that now means that King Otto is not very pleased with me because the alliance was... Oh no, he doesn't actually... He's only objects to me because I'm actually at war with him, and this has caused the alliance to break down. Well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to declare war on Torres. And call Italy in. And then I'm actually going to invade Torres. My levy numbers have gone up, I think, as a result of a month rolling over after I'd fixed various things. But it's going to take a while for them to properly increase. I think you can just be dismissed. That's not really enough ships to be useful. Nip over there and pick those up. You head over there. Actually, how many troops have we got there? It's not quite enough. Let's send you over there first. They're sailing ships. They have to tack. It's actually, I think, trying to pass through the centre of each sea area. Well, I hope I ended up with... Let's send one of those fleets over to pick this lot up. And... Okay, we're not very well organised as an army here. But we might just pull this off.
Right, good night. Yes.
Right, so I haven't raised any of my my vassal troops because my vassals are still a bit fed up after my last war. But I think this lot should be enough to allow me to take Torres. Don't think we need to worry about them besieging our place because what are they going to do then? Get on a boat? They're not going to... if we can besiege everything in this county, then we win the war. And we may get that rather sooner, given that we've got 46% war score from that battle. And then maybe we'll go and help Italy, though. Oh! The Judice of this little county has just got an alliance with the King of Croatia. So if we want to take him on, we have to do it by blitzkrieg.
Not having been invented yet.
Shush. Still works. Basically, you get in there because it's a single county. You get in there, besiege everything in the county as fast as you can, and thus you get 100% war score before the Allies turn up. And in this case, in particular, they're going to have to come here by sea from Croatia, which will be a bit faffy.
Yeah, I was just thinking that seems a bit unhelpful alliance in geographic terms.
I think... Oh, there's a German army there. Hugh's just going to win this war against Germany without my help, isn't he? I mean, I might go in there and try to grab some of the glory, but... Like, we are now getting a decent amount of extra unraised levies waiting for us. Giudice Pirlo of Torres is trying to usurp my title. Well, I'm not going to try to do anything about that because he's about to lose his title. He won't have any armies with which to attempt to claim mine off me anyway.
Oh, this is a standard StarCraft tactic. If the enemy is demolishing your base, go and try demolishing theirs.
Oh yes, I should send my court chaplain off to proselytise in Napoli, because we could do with converting them to the one true religion. Because it's kind of embarrassing for the Pope to have a vassal county that's Orthodox. Cristoforo seems to have lost his trainer, his guardian. What a pity. What are we doing with Cristoforo? I mean, he has backstabbing and learning. I don't think I really want to make all of my sons into bishops. I feel we should give him a county and make him reasonably martial. So we know that actually Pope Eugenius is the captain of the Papal Guards may still have a spare slot for teaching someone. So let's have him also teach Cristoforo. Just wondering if I go down and kick the army out of there, but it is mountainous, so let's not. Let's just stick to besieging up here. King Hugh seems to be doing perfectly well against the Germans on his own, so I'm not going to worry about that yet.
So your contribution to that call to arms was to loudly announce, yes, I'm on your side.
Yeah, and then immediately declare war on someone else and call him into my war. Neither of us has helped the other. But I think whichever one of us wins first might go and help the other afterwards. But yes, by far the largest benefit you get from answering such a call to arms is from actually answering rather than from doing anything. But you do get some of the spoils of war, so I would get some prestige. Yes, okay, you've successfully besieged Civitar. That really doesn't make much difference compared to what I get for besieging stuff in Torres. I think once we've managed to knock down Sassari, we will have our 100% war score here. So let's raise our fleets. And station them off the Côte d'Azur to pick all my troops up. once this siege is over. Ooh, excellent! Far from their ancestral northern lands, the Lombards have over centuries slowly but steadily adopted more and more Latin and Roman traditions. In the county of Capua, the people have now gone so far as to start considering themselves properly Italian. Excellent! I mean, I'm not sure I want to move my capital there, but now it's not obviously unreasonable and I may actually have to check the rules. Capua is now Italian. As am I.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
I'll turn the TV off. It's just you left now.
Yeah. I should remember to bring home an extra laptop power supply from work tomorrow. Right, 100% war score. It's otter time. So for that I get 100 prestige and the county, which puts me over my domain limit again. Actually, I would have been better to have picked them up off this side, wouldn't I? Oh well. Stuart Ladislav. Who's my Stuart Ladislav? Stuart Ladislav probably didn't think I'd noticed a few coins here and there went missing, but the steady disappearance made me suspicious. Might it be that the gold is disappearing into Ladislav's greedy fingers? I don't think I want to become slothful or arbitrary. Ladislav is not... Well, he's actually a pretty good steward, but let's talk to him and find out. I've got high diplomacy, which should help. Ladislav declared that he was innocent. Further investigation revealed that the cook, responsible for purchase of foodstuff, had forgotten to account for the extra eggs he had bought during the last month. Now I know I can trust Steward Ladislav. 5 prestige. Board the ships. No, that was the wrong button. Board the ships. So can I land them in my allies' territory? Where actually is the Italian army? It's over there. So if I can land them in allied territory, I'd want to land them over there, but I don't think I can. No, I get a little cross marker. So let's land them in the nearest bit of my territory to where we're trying to get to. I can't move my capital while we're at war. Right, I do want to avoid that German army, though. It's currently costing me 4.93 a month to keep my levies raised, but that's sufficient that I'm still actually not spending money faster than I'm earning it. Yes, let's totally use our claim on that county down there. Actually, can I, while my troops are in vaguely the right place, can I raise some more? Not very sensibly. There's another 82 down there. A young talented artist from Oviedo proposes to paint an iconic picture of Duke Albrecht I. That's my father. Of Spoleto, who died at the age of 42. My character is currently 49. So for 27.6 gold and a gain of 25 prestige, I can get an iconic painting of Albrecht I. Well, yes, absolutely. Let's go and help with this battle, even though it's going to be won by Italy anyway. We'll get a bit of extra prestige from it. Plus, we get to contribute our excellent marshal. Right, Battle of Ravenna has been won. Let us attach that army and let Germany take control of it for now. See if my army of 88 can catch up. Only because the rest have sat down for a siege. Which they've won. And now they get to chase the same army back across the across southern Italy. Like, we have a tiny contribution to this now, so we'll get like 3 prestige from winning. It has come to my attention that the Chancellor of Arezzo, John CK2, has bribed and threatened his way through my domain, like everyone else. So what am I going to do about my domain limit then? Because I've got a claim on yet another county. If I can get one more county in Sardinia, of course, I get another duchy. But then I really want to pass that on to a relative. And I'm running out of relatives. Actually, is my brother still... Pause. Rolando. Bishop Rolando, my son, has inherited, has now become Bishop of Cumae. Priests cannot marry. That'll make sure he doesn't have any kids. I mean, he might still inherit something, I suppose. At that point, he might then marry because he might cease being a priest. I'm not sure. So he likes me for a phenomenal number of reasons now. Partly just because I appointed him as a bishop. Yes, there is indeed a horrible goose on his arm, on the arm. Well, the arms of the bishopric of Cumae, strictly. His arms as a Di Spoleto look like that, but yes, I don't quite know whether the heraldry in this is even slightly... Well, I mean, some of the heraldry is slightly reasonable. I think it's very anachronistic, though. Why have they ended up that way round? That's not sensible. Lazar should be in charge of that one. And Nicola should be in charge of that one. I mean, maybe I should be marching with them, but... Ah, another one of my wounds has healed. I was already scarred. Well, let's leave the King of Germany to march my armies around as he sees fit. King of Italy, rather. Because he's going to win that war soon, and then we'll get our tiny contribution. There we are. King Hugh of Italy has won, and now we just have the inconvenient situation of having to march back to our own territory. I don't think the goose has a title. So, as Duke of Capua, it feels to me like it might be sensible for my capital to be Capua. Like, it does now have a sensible culture. And then it seems like it would be reasonable to grant Aversa to someone else. I would prefer it to be someone of my dynasty, though. But we're a bit short of people of my dynasty. Though I should still have... Oh no, right, Baron David died. So who currently holds Tusculum then? Ah, is my nephew Benedictus. Right. Well, how about we appoint Benedictus di Spoleto as Count of Napoli? Would that be a good plan? I mean, he's not very useful, but he is one of our dynasty. Can I do this? Apparently I can't. Probably because he's not, like... So, who can I grant things to? So I can definitely grant them to grant landed titles to my own vassals, it looks like. But the problem is that, of course, my nephew in Tusculum, Benedictus, is not my vassal, because he's a direct vassal of the Pope, which is inconvenient. So I don't get a grant landed title option there, because I suppose that would rip him out from being a vassal of the Pope, yes. I could almost invite Durante, his son, to my court, except that Durante has apparently found his calling. And I have no idea what that means, except that it means that there is no way that he's coming to my court. Because that Durante is Benedictus's brother. Yes. Benedictus does have a daughter, Lucia, but I think she can't inherit the barony. So the barony currently would go to Durante. So yes, if I could invite Durante to my court, I could grant him the barony, the county of Napoli, but I can't. And like, I could send him a gift, but that found my calling looks awfully negative. There's a lot of minus signs there. So I don't think making him like me more will be sufficient. I mean, on the other hand, I've got lots of money. Let's do it anyway. Oh, now he will come to my court because he loves me. Right, let's try inviting Durante di Spoleto to my court. Right, we can also dismiss those troops now. Let's not set my marshal doing anything just yet, because we are engaged in silliness. Durante di Spoleto is now my courtier. So I can now grant him the county of Napoli. That way, and that will be my first vassal count. That way eventually, when he inherits, if he inherits Tusculum, which he may or may not, he will. That will pull Tusculum into my sub-realm, and it keeps everything nicely in the family, and I like that. I don't think it will actually inherit out of my realm, because he's only the heir to a barony, so I don't think that will be a problem. Maybe I should have stuck someone more useful in as my first vassal count. We'll see. Aha. Finally got a chance to do something special with my special someone. Namely my wife, whom I've been married to for, like, 30 years. There are so many things I want to do. Should I try to entertain her at court? Or maybe we should spend some time in my isolated country cottage. So, isolated country cottage with a fertility bonus, which I'm not sure helps with a 42-year-old. Maybe it does. But terrible effects on basically everything. Entertainment at court for lots of extra fertility. But not much gold. Or cease being my wife's lover. Let's go for that one. Don't think I want the distractions. So, CK2 I have a Casus Belli against. So, I think that's a perfectly sensible expansion of the Pope's realms. Chancellor of Ogliastra has bribed and threatened his way through my domains. Everyone does. Where's Ogliastra? That's there, isn't it? He hasn't used it yet. So what's my levy situation? Now let's relax for a bit while my domain levies recover a little, unless he's really feeble. Yeah. So he now has a claim on Galura. Not like he can reasonably do anything about it. Oh. Violante. Right. She also has martial ability, but we've run out of people of the Pope's vassals to do anything about. Hello, my nephew Durante. Do you have anyone useful in your court that we would that would like to educate my youngest daughter? Like, not you. Baron of Portici, on the other hand, who is... Oh, yes, of course. Who is actually my son Gregory. Yeah, go on, let's do that. That's rather weird, but it'll do. Okay, in that case, let's set my Marshal to training troops somewhere. Should I change my capital? I'm uncertain about whether I should change my capital to Capua. You're presumably still... Oh yes, I wanted to see how the current King of Germany feels about me. Okay, we could reform the alliance with Germany now that we're not at war with them. I fear that my steward has died. We really don't have anyone worthwhile in our court at the moment. Let's see who we can find now that we're a duke. I was just quacked upstairs. Oh right, yes, I'm searching for only people called Platypodes, which is why I can't find any really good stewards. Right, that works better. So there's a Slovenian, the current steward of Gurner, I think, who would make an excellent steward. I mean, he has other problems, but he has a claim on somewhere. Bet it's not a useful claim. Chieftain of Arva. Yeah, that's rather a long way off. You have a claim on Worms, which is also fairly unhelpful. You have a claim on Kalasari. You have a claim on Luna, which is at least weird. I can't press that claim. I have an alliance with the King of Italy. I think we will invite the highest rated of these. Actually, these two are rated the same. Let's go for him because he's content. But he can't expect me to actually press his claim. Though I don't think he has a claim on the moon, sadly. There is actually a county of Luna here. Or maybe not a county. Maybe a barony in Genoa called Luna. So there. Anyway, we're inviting the current Marshal of Worms to join us. Yes, let's hold a summer fair. The strolling players had set up their scene and were rehearsing their lines for tonight's performance at the summer fair when I approached them. Will there be dodgems? Probably not. I can ask for them to perform the Crusader Kings, which will make Bishop Imone's opinion of me improved. I can say theatre is a reflection of the world and gain one learning. Or I can invite them for supper, which will please my wife. I think I'll take one learning, thank you. I think that's quite worthwhile, though 14 learning is far more than I really need. Right, we have our new steward. Werner Salian. Let's send him to Capua to try to improve the economy down there. Still don't think we're actually going to suffer a title loss on succession. I think if I reach twice the number of troops that CK2 have, then I will go stomping in there. It is mountainous, and maybe I want more than twice as many. Well, our brief summer fair has passed, and it gave me 1 learning, so that was worth it. It feels kind of obvious that I should have my capital in my duchy's capital. Yeah, let's go on a grand hunt. So Violante is still not betrothed. Oh yes, did I actually ask for that new alliance with the King of Germany? I don't think I did. I mean, he likes me, I think, in part because of our previous alliance. Oh no, that's fallen out. It's just that we're both zealous and both diligent, and I have lots of state diplomacy. He'll probably immediately call me into a war, but he is actually at war with Poland, yes. But, yeah, whatever. I'm still kind of trying to get piety, aren't I? So I'm probably about to be called into Germany's war. Okay, if you're going to be like that. Shall I do what I did last time? We've now got 1,700 troops. He's got 1,000. No, I don't want to actually... Well, I mean, I could declare that war and then we could do that 1 second. Actually, what I could then do is not prosecute that one myself at all. Call Italy in. To the claim on Chieti. And I mean, I could prosecute. I could help with prosecuting that. There does seem to be a bit of a problem out there in Poland, though. Actually, can't I? I just asked to raise my fleets from here. That's probably going to be enough. Hang on, I don't need fleets in most places. Dismiss that. That. Right. War disrupts our grand hunt. There is always next autumn. So, King Hugh of Italy has accepted my call to arms. Though he may be at war as well, who knows? I'm not paying much attention. No, he's only in my war. But, like, if he can help with that, that would be nice. Oh, CK2 has just wandered out into the plains. Well, in that case... let us march down and meet them. Thank you, you were meant to be converting the county. Don't know if this is going to work, but... I mean, like, if CK2 had just sat at home, things would have been fine. So these... Well, I don't really care, but I'm not going to give the Pope more money. No. It's not like it's going to make much difference. Go on. Because it doesn't make any difference to my city taxation, which is already much heavier than that. I think it only affects Viterbo. But like, if he's taking more money from Viterbo, he might not need so much from me. I don't think I care about that. So, do I now go up and help Germany? I think I probably do. We can leave Italy to do the tedious besieging bit. We can go and try to work out what on earth is going on up here. How have you got into the situation where you have 2,000 troops, Otto? I think you have no hope of winning that war. What are you doing? There you are, you're about to lose another battle. Not sure it's really worth my coming up to try to save you. You're doomed. Doomed. Right. The German army is almost entirely destroyed. Well, let's see if we can accomplish anything. Rather doubt it's going to work. No, because like a stoked, you didn't wait for your ally to arrive. You're just deliberately losing this war now, aren't you, Otto? You've got minus 100% war score already. Well, happily, the assistance of the King of Italy has at least won me my war. Though, because I only get 40 prestige for this, because he did most of the winning for me. So that army does not now need to go down to Chieti, it can come just down to Orbello. So now I have a port on the Adriatic. Hurrah! And slightly too many titles. Well, we'll probably head for medium centralisation as soon as we can. Which we can do in 6 years' time. I think I'm just going to take the vassal, the domain size hit. Right, let's have another go at that Grand Hunt. Which is technically happening in Bamberg because that's where I am. 25 more piety. Not sure I'm going to get to 2,000, you know. I'm already kind, so let us attempt again to go after the mighty stag. I don't know which of the events happened. Oh, another opportunity for 25 piety. Feast time. It's a long time since we've held a feast. So, right, okay, yes, but I can't actually declare war because we have a non-aggression pact. And indeed, last I looked, an alliance. So no, I'm not going to press that one. So, no feast is complete without boar meat. Who will get the prestigious task of hunting and slaying the boars needed for the feast? Do we send Lazar, which probably will make him like us and is unlikely to be otherwise problematic? Do we hunt them myself, which might cause me to be hurt, or force the peasants to hunt? I think we'll send out our marshal. Do my usual spending moderately on food. Still trudging across Italy. And invite my vassals. Mergione does not wish to come. Yeah, he doesn't have that big an opinion of me, it's true. Cardinal Pancrazio doesn't want to come, that's a pity. He really ought to like me. Neither does Mayor Pellegrino. Welcome to my feast. What's the Byzantine Empire up to? Right, you're at war with the King of Serbia and a bunch of other people, including another Byzantine revolt. Well, that was a very boring feast. Nothing happened at that feast at all. Probably because I wasn't actually there. So we've got all the basic fortifications in. We've got plenty of money, so let's start spending some of that on improving our siege resistance elsewhere. I should pause while I'm doing this, because stuff is happening while I'm not looking. So Erich von Schwarz is... Oh, right, yes, the son of Hesso, who I think was one of my people for a while. I don't think he's of any particular interest to me. Oh, King Hugh of Italy has died. Right, well, we better start talking to his successor then. King Lothair. So yes, we have a non-aggression pact with King Lothair already, based on the fact that he's married to my daughter. Let us upgrade that to an alliance. And also look at Prince Alberic of Italy. Hooray! He is my grandson, so it may be a little bit difficult to find anyone to marry to him. I think Volante may be a little... My daughter to my grandson? Yeah, that might be a bit closely related. I mean, I suppose I don't really care whether the kings of Italy end up horribly inbred. Obviously, you wouldn't accept a... Oh, we can't do that until he's decided whether he wants to take our current alliance, our alliance request. Right, we are now allied with Italy again. And that should keep it going for another generation. My lord, Nicola, one of my commanders, approaches me with an armful of scrolls. Would you do the honour of bestowing a nickname upon me, my lord? Right. So I could call him the fairest of Orvieto, which costs me 50 prestige, but makes him like me a lot. Call him the Dove, but my wife's called the Dove. I can't call someone else the Dove as well. That would just be confusing. Call him the Burden, which will cause him to dislike me. Or, well, let's gratuitously call our commander the fairest of Orvieto, which costs me a bit of prestige, but is amusing. Because, yes, he's our commander, but apparently... No, I don't think we need a summer fair this year. I don't think he looks very fair, our commander. He's quite elderly. But it's quite a good beard, to be honest. Yes, I feel it would be useful to be able to call people things other than the Dove, and the fairest, and the Burden. Just poking around what I'm... where I would be allowed to move my capital. So yes, it has to be, of course it has to be somewhere I directly hold, which is currently only the county capitals of various places. So what duchy is that place de jure in, then? De jure part of Abruzzo, the other half of which is Aquila, currently owned by Italy. Oops, no. And in turn, de jure part of the Kingdom of Sicily. Right, and the Duchy of Abruzzo is currently vacant. Because... yes, well, partly I think because it's been split across kingdoms for some time. Well, not kingdoms, but only half of it's been in Italy for some time. So, yes, I was just wondering, might be some advantage to having your capital in mountains. I feel it's more appropriate that my capital should be down in Capua, and I think that helps me a bit. But I'd have to look things up in the wiki, and I'm not sure I want to try starting a web browser on my old laptop. So I think I'm just going to gratuitously move my capital down there. Because it seems appropriate that the that my capital should be down there. So let's just have a quick wander around, check on the state of various things, and then probably pack it in for the night. So my first son is Baron of Portici, and my player heir, and will inherit the duchy and the counties of Capua and Chieti. My first daughter is now Queen of Italy. And has two sons, one of whom is betrothed to another one of my daughters. So he's betrothed to his own aunt. I think both of them have the same two parents, or rather, no. Queen Maria's parents are me and my wife, and Volante's parents are me and my wife. So yes, he is currently, Prince Lothair is betrothed to his own aunt. My second son is Bishop Rolando of Cumae, and I don't know quite how that's going to turn out when I die, because he is still... Actually, is he? That doesn't say he's heir to anything anymore. That's interesting and good. My third son... So I think putting people into the church, putting sons into the church, does take them out of the succession. My third son is sadly ill. He's also quick, and I kind of wish that we could do something useful with him. I think the best I can do is to make him a count and have him as a useful vassal. Carola is betrothed to Prince Adelhard of Germany, whose father is the current King of Germany. Sadly, the likely next King of Germany is already married to Gudrun, and indeed has a son who is currently not betrothed, but I've run out of daughters. So yes, the current situation is that Cristoforo is liable to inherit a lot of the odd little counties, which may not actually be a bad thing. He might be quite good for that. I'm afraid it may be a bit late for me to mine more daughters. All of our minor titles are assigned, but we have a mayor who has martial skill 4. That should be fixed. I mean, like, I have a random courtier with better martial skill than that. Just looking to see if I can recruit an organiser from anywhere. Because we really want to have an organiser. Doesn't look like there's one available at the moment. Not with decent martial skill anyway. So, would I prefer unyielding, extra defence, flanker, works well when positioned on a flank, or someone whose basic main advantage is being a skilled tactician and a genius. Cavalry leader, holy warrior. I don't think we're in any danger of more holy wars at the moment. I quite like the idea of having a flanker, but I might need to send him 15 gold to get him to join me. That's fine, I have, well, some money. How many commander slots do I have? Do I want to get some other good commanders? It's like we have a third. Oh, he is one of my vassals though. Rogier though, I mean, 12 and not even a vassal. I think we want a second to recruit another good commander. Let's also recruit the Marshal of Brandenburg. See, Egfrith, my my current Chancellor, is known as the Sleepy, possibly because he is slothful. So let's appoint Arnold as a commander. Actually, Marshal 22. Let's just check. What's my current Marshal? Marshal. Only 17. Well, let's put Arnold in as my new Marshal. And replace Rogier with Lazare. And wait for the other guy to arrive. Ademar has also arrived, and he should replace the completely useless Joan. So now we have Ademar the flanker and Lazare heavy infantry leader, who we had already, and Nicola, who is a pretty solid commander, and Mayor Roberto, who is all right and is a vassal, and so it can be made happy by this. And we now have our particularly impressive commander Arnold, who may as well research military tech in Capua. What's our Chancellor is trying to fabricate claims somewhere where there are no claims to be fabricated. So I think he may as well be continuing our gradual consumption of Sardinia, and I think we don't want to go over after Arbarea because he turns out to have an alliance with the King of Croatia. He's got an alliance with the Duke of Gascony, but Duke of Gascony is probably soggy enough that we don't care. The King of Croatia is not much less soggy. And that's only one county, so you could blitzkrieg it. Yeah, actually, let's go after Arbarea. Right. So, just curious, my primary title, who's currently claiming it? Lots of people. Mostly around Benevento, which is hardly surprising, because that includes the person I usurped it off. I'm now going, yeah, now they're all, I mean, only the Count of Benevento is even slightly a threat, who currently dislikes me precisely because I usurped his title. But as a tributary of Italy, he would be a bit of a problem if he tried to invade. What are you? Independent Count of Foggia. De jure part of the Duchy of Benevento, which isn't very helpful. But yes, I think I've sent my Chancellor to the wrong place. I think he should be trying to get Foggia, which I hadn't noticed was independent. King Dragos is about to win Zeta off Basileus Stephanos. There's a holy war for Sicily going on. Currently neutral. Possibly because no one can actually get their troops to the right place, being as they are like far too far away. There's also a revolt which Stephanos Platipodes is currently winning. And yes, the Duchy of Salerno is a tributary. So I think for the moment I assume that Sicily is not going to go. And frankly, if it does, well then I might want to holy war it back. Though it is a kingdom, isn't it? And I don't really want to holy war for a kingdom, because I might win. And I can't offer to join his war, I don't think. It looks like King Dragos of Serbia is doing all right. We can see that Zeta is besieged, is being besieged. Is this Serbia? No, that's Hungary. That's a Hungarian revolt. That's Germany extending down quite a long way there. That's Croatia. Alright, there's the territory of Serbia. Oh no, oh right, what's going on there then? Okay, maybe there's some complication, which is why Zeta is like both occupied by Serbia and being occupied, is both owned by Serbia and occupied by Serbia. Well, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I should be actually be trying to get a claim on Foggia, because that will be helpful. Right. But that is for another time. We've successfully taken Napoli off the Byzantine Empire. I don't believe that that's actually going to be a problem. So that then says, oh yes, we now just have title loss because a bunch of the counties go to Cristoforo and not to Gregory, which is as we expect. Essentially, Gregory will inherit the duchy and Capua and Chieti. And Cristoforo will inherit all of the other counties for now. Rolando will inherit nothing because he is a bishop, so he could probably make Cristoforo a bishop as well. But actually I would quite like... We should find him a wife if he's going to be inheriting things. I mean, we can technically leave him to find his own wife, but getting him a decent one will probably be good. But let's do that next time, because I think for now it is time to stop and go to bed. So, yes, let me find the button that says good night and say good night.